I'm not really. Going to the hospital in another country and not speaking the language is difficult. Getting lost and not speaking the language is difficult. So I mean, there's many things that come from that, but not any huge problems. Just many little frustrations.
But eventually, those I mean, when you were in the hospital, eventually they understood what is wrong with you, and they took X-ray or stuff, and they did understand. No.
My boss came to the hospital.
Okay.
From the Board of Education, and he translated, but often, like with the X-ray, they asked me to lay down on a table, but the table was very high, and I couldn't get up, but I kept trying to tell the man, I can't get on the table, it's too high. I need a step, and he kept just pointing at the table, and so I got my boss to translate, and my boss helped me onto the table, but so there's times that people surprise me and they speak very good English, or sometimes at work I will tell a joke to someone, and one of the teachers will laugh because they understand, but I didn't know they could understand English. So sometimes I think people can understand and it surprises you, but other times.
Well, sometimes they don't want. We just don't want to listen, and we just shut our ear or something. That's what happens. Really. Okay. How you get interested in art first?
I think I've always been interested in art. Sometimes people ask me at what age did I become an artist, and I feel like when I was 6 years old, I was an artist, and I always was drawing, and maybe there's an age when children stop drawing because they decide there's other things to do, or maybe they lose confidence, or maybe their parents don't encourage them, but my parents always encouraged me, and I never lost interest, and I just continued drawing. And in junior high school and high school in America, students have choices about what classes they're allowed to take, and so I always chose art and drama and dance and fine art kind of classes. And then in college, I took more art classes, and I couldn't decide what I wanted to major in. At first I thought archaeology or anthropology, to study very old art, and then I thought maybe English, but then I decided on art, and I went to an art school, and after I graduated, I was an artist, but I didn't have a job. So then I went to Korea and taught English, and I came back, and I got a master's degree in education so that I could teach art, and that was a good option.
Okay. So, but your style is kind of different, and so how you have formed your own style? It should be kind of difficult to explain, but
well,
how do you explain your style?
Originally, I always liked doing art that focused on nature or fairies or somehow connecting to nature, because I've always loved taking walks in nature, and I've always felt very peaceful. And some people talk about having a peaceful feeling when they go to church or different places, but for me, when I walk in the forest, I feel very calm, and I feel like I'm in a temple. So first my style was very realistic, and I would paint flowers or trees or people standing in nature, but after a while, I felt like it was pretty, but it didn't have any meaning, and I kept trying to add more depth and meaning into my art, and I realized that I was trying to paint what I feel, but I kept painting what I saw. So in my recent work, I've been trying to show the feelings that I have when I look at nature. So using colors or composition to explain my feelings. And in the pieces on this wall in the cafe, there is
you
two
want to explain
words.
specific things one by one?
Oh, maybe not one by one because they all have the same idea.
Really?
But if I can go over there with you and show you.
Okay.
Okay.
This is our picture.
So these pieces, there are two worlds. The part of nature that you can see and the part that you can't see. And this looks like day and night, but also this is sort of my idea of heaven or spirituality. And so when I look at nature, there's this world that is behind everything. That's everything we see, and then this is behind everything in our hearts or in our bodies. So that was my idea for creating these pieces.
Well, I mean, but this one is flamed, and the other is just cut, and so the shape is different. Why?
I found these pieces of wood in a store, and I really liked the shape, and I thought they would look like interesting windows.
Window, ne?
And the first, maybe I painted the octagons first, and then the triangles. I wanted to make some paintings that fit together like a puzzle, and then I made these ones that also flow together.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, thank you. Okay, we gonna back. Are you thirsty now?
I'm okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have any idea? Do you think there is any relationship between your painting and your dancing?
Oh yes.
Really?
I don't often think about it, but when I write a story or I make a painting or the costume, the way I create my costume, I feel like it is all about nature. And in American tribal belly dance, usually there's many flowers, sometimes bright colors. So I feel like a fairy when I dance. The costume that I have for the show today is all black, but my hair will be bright. So maybe it is a little bit dark, but I feel like a goddess, or I feel like something not quite human when I dance. And when I make art, it's easy to see that it's about nature. When I write, sometimes I write articles, and it's about herbs or natural remedies instead of taking medications. So it's really about being natural. And right now I'm working on a novel with fairies, and it takes place in nature. And so I think everything in my life